We quickly forget the causes and live among the consequences. Decades passed before our empire began to fall. The radiation held us captive. The population was growing. It was getting crowded and time was running out. We forgot the reasons that led us to this point, and in search of a solution, we formed an alliance with an ancient force. The alliance was a savior for us, but a trap for future generations. The ally became our shackles.
Artificial intelligence, which used to help rule cities, established its control slowly, winning as if in a chess game thought out thousands of moves in advance. The resistance of the people was immediately suppressed, and his further rule often had no logic. Many people were killed or deported as part of the optimization of cities. Those who managed to survive eventually organized a resistance movement, but it was hopeless to fight on their own. For years, the rebels have been developing a new artificial intelligence to create a countermeasure plan. The resistance movement already had dozens of headquarters across the globe, but something was missing for a full-fledged confrontation.
Good morning, slept well? Well, I'm not going to comment on your dream or send you to a psychiatrist, but I see the noise from the nightly rotation of agents does not bother you. I am an engineer. I mostly supervise the ongoing work at the headquarters, and from time to time I develop or customize something. Maybe there is a lot of work here. You could also go on an expedition for a long time, work remotely from the headquarters, extract resources, build resource stations. Or you could be sent to a military department, and you would have to perform combat missions under their wing. If you want to start today, you need to go to a social center, and there you need to contact Agent Alex. He will look where extra hands are needed and refer you to a department. Take a walk around the headquarters and go to the social center. That's where Agent Alex must be. Good luck finding your place among the rebels.
Everything is usually carefully checked or brought in.
Look who's here. Finally felt like stretching your legs? I hope rescuing you from prison was worth all our losses. I hope you live up to our expectations. What could you possibly do at HQ? The engineering and science departments are both fully staffed, so you're better off in the military department. Not much, but we can exchange almost anything you find for data.
Is there no other way?
Nothing like that. You just take a position on the roof, and we will make you...
Good morning, soldier. You here to get your license? If you want Spectre to take you on a mission, you have to pass the training
How do
program.
you think I should get the weapons through the
The
crowd?
training is simple. Hit all the targets and survive. You don't have a time limit, but we'll close the door behind you.
weapons out of the
Pick up the gun on the table and go through that door. Let's see what you got.
That's a little harder. You will have about 20 seconds to escape from a safe distance from where identified came from.
And what? Break through the wall into
You will have to act as the situation dictates. We can send you once to check out the location.
Is it worth spending time on this operation?
Training is complete. Go back. Training is complete. Go back.
Then you'll have to go up to the 5th floor.
Yeah, I can't say I'm impressed, but here's your license anyway. One more thing. You'll need a better gun than that pea shooter for combat. Go to the armory and pick up your standard issue rifle.
Position on the roof, and we will make you.
You can take a look around headquarters. If you want to get warmed up, head over to the administrator by the main gate. I think they'll find something for you to do. You can also visit our engineer so we can adapt the rifle to your needs.
Prepared by another group, closer to the roof. The engineers will pull the weapons out of the turrets and tweak them a bit so they can be used.
And getting out.
That's a little harder. You will have about 20 seconds to escape from a safe distance while they are identifying where the shot came from.
And what? Maybe a group of engineers will break through the wall into the elevator shaft?
You'll have to act as the situation dictates. We can send you once to check out the location.
You can do that, of course. But is it worth spending time on this operation at all? And getting there more than once, too?
How should I know? Assignment is a priority. We can request a recalculation, but you know how that usually ends.
What about going in underground, instead of being obvious in the city?
Even if you manage to get to the right structure from underground, then you'll have to go up to the 5th floor anyway. And that could cause even more problems.
Is there no other way?
Oh, I see you've got a license from the military department. Spectre's not going to send you into any serious fights right away. It'll choose something simple with cover. There are several special operations underway. We're trying to find the weak spots in the Supreme AI. We just call it Zeus here. So, let's get down to business. There are 2 tasks I marked on the map that you'll be able to manage. Approach the table, study the tasks, and pick one. Once you've made your selection, hit the button in the center. Are you still here? I just gave you a job.
All systems ready to teleport. All personnel involved, please proceed to the main gate.
The problem is that Zeus has started expanding its territory towards them. If it finds the people in that unit, it'll kill them. If you blow up the nearby bridge, it'll delay the movement of equipment and resources to reconstruct the square and buy some time for our people to evacuate. So find your way to the surface and beware of gas.
People fled from here in a hurry. They didn't take away everything.
Look around. Pick up anything useful.
I see enemy presence on a map.
Me too.
Clear. Move on.
There's a way out ahead.
I see Zeus is already doing cleanup. Find cover. There's a stingray above you.
right by.
It's been a while since I've been here. The city's still pretty well saved.
It was only after a huge resettlement here that tourists started to come to see what life used to be like. The city was slowly coming back to life, but now everything is abandoned again.
You can check this cafe. Rocket!
If you can, get around it.
No!
There's a lot of them.
Fire in shorter bursts. Should be more accurate.
Clear.
And here's the bridge. Plant the explosives on the bridge's support structure. While you're doing that, the guys will see what's going on with the roof portal. It looks like it needs some cosmetic repairs. The portal is almost up and running. Climb up on the roof. Let's hit it before we leave.
We kept the detonator for you. Nice. That's a good blast. Activate the portal key. Let's get out of here.
Hi, it's Sophia from Scientific. I've been assigned to activate one of the suit's special abilities for you, so find the button that's responsible for this, and use it. The recharge indicator is located in the bottom center.
Sounds like madness. Is there no other way?
Nothing like that. You just take a position on the roof, and we will make you your passes.
I see. Passes. It's full of cameras and drones. How do you think I should get the weapons through the crowd?
Once again, the weapons will be prepared by another group, closer to the roof. The engineers will pull the weapons from the turret and tweak them a bit so they can be used.
The portal is activated. All staff involved, please immediately proceed to the main gate.
Zeus often used cellular comms to transfer data before it switched to quantum communication. Spectre found a couple of old receivers that can still pick up Zeus's signal. We have to access the data it's broadcasting through them. Get to the first receiver. We'll see what kind of shape it's in.
Bit far to go. It's okay. We'll take our time. If you want, you can go to secondary points of interest. They are highlighted with markers. Watch out, capsules!
The way up is blocked. Try to hack this terminal. It should open the bridge. As you can see, the receiver is damaged. There is a panel on the left. Let's open it to see what's there.
Keep moving. We'll cover you from here.
It's not as bad as I thought. The maintenance unit inside is intact. Just a few parts are damaged. Find a few spare parts nearby and insert them into the switchboard. As you can see, the electronics can repair themselves pretty well. No special skills or tools required. On the other hand, some of the robots you'll face can regenerate. Here we go. The power supply is restored. The terminal is on again. Hack it. Let's see what happens. Yes, we managed to connect to it and intercept the signal. Spectre has already started to interpret the data. Unfortunately, we can't understand that gibberish. Only our AI can. You're on your own. The guys will cover you from above. Fix the second receiver and get to the portal.
We need plasma here. Down there. There's an elevator to get back up.
Welcome back. When you gather your wits, swing by the engineering department.
Nothing like that. Just take a position on the roof, and we will make you your passes.
I see. Passes. It's full of cameras and drones. Weapons through the crowd.
You're doing a great job. The blown bridge saved us enough time to evacuate our people. Where do I begin? We were trying to see the bigger picture. Spectre put a lot of effort into converting the digital stream into something easier to understand. Like, Spectre displayed some areas on the map. As we understand it, these are now the focus of the enemy's attention. And you can barely see some channels coming from those areas, though they still allow us to understand the likely location of Zeus's active data centers. That's all we've been able to intercept so far. That's not why I called you. For the next tasks, you'll have to adapt your uniform, apart from your weapon. Good luck with your upcoming missions, and stay safe. Nope. The uniform was designed by the engine. Go see Albert, after all. Remember to pick up Good luck with your upcoming missions, and stay safe.
Yeah, I was waiting for you. Anna asked me to give you 3 upgrade mods. Don't ignore enemies. Always up. If you focus, I recommend... That's right. That's right. Practice always brings everything to perfection.
Pass it on to the military. Connect to it, sectors 5 and 8.
But if we want to increase the channel, we
Do you think that's not enough?
Sorry to interrupt. This is Marcus from the science department. Could you come over here?
I don't know where to start. Honestly, it also
on atmospheric
Zeus is electric for a long time, and as we
has become more controlled.
the military
Winds are up by 4%.
to be clear, by then, at some point, take the rifle. Everything's
An Olympic rifle. That's from standard. Now, this stuff is everyone.
What about getting you underground instead of being obvious in the city?
Let's start easy. This rifle has a much larger capacity than our standard ones. 3 types of ammunition in one capsule. So think before recharging, because once you've exhausted one, you'll lose the other 2 during reload. So start with the simple targets. The rifle's first mode has an optical zoom. Okay, Now we're going to give you targets behind shields. Standard bullets can't penetrate them, but plasma ones just fly through. Switch the weapon to second mode and shoot down the target with plasma. Great job. Now on to detonating missiles. Robots often have protective plates to hide behind when damaged. These plates can be blasted too, but missiles cause damage to both the targets and plates. Switch to third mode and shoot targets down with detonating missiles. Okay, now meet another type of shield. You haven't seen it before, but our guys have already run up against them. You can't blast it with plasma, and it's hardly punctured by standard bullets. For a static target, you can knock a crack out and aim through it. For a dynamic target, opt for breaking it with detonating missiles. Check out another material Zeus has. Plates made of Olympic alloy. We don't know exactly what they're made of, but not a single weapon damages it. Over time, we figured out how to bypass these shields as well. You can't damage cold plates, but when heated red hot with plasma, you can blast them with bullets and missiles. Practice on these plates. Good. I hope you know what you're dealing with now. Basically, robots have a weak core. The problem is getting to it since they can have several types of shields simultaneously. Spectre opened a new sector on the map for you. The marks are remote Olympius charge stations. They've been abandoned for a long time, so Zeus won't show much interest in them. Come to the main gate. There's a high probability of finding additional nanoblocks for the Olympic rifle on new missions. large concentration of enemies and some active Olympic mechanisms. If you fire on anything extra, you won't have enough ammo to go round. Move to the position carefully for now. We still don't know exactly where the Olympic particle is. These drones are screamers. At first they provided first aid and patrolled cities. Then they got weapons, and first aid was needed after they'd been around. By the way, they still carry medicine capsules, so there'll be something to get you better. I forgot to say, Zeus loves architecture on a grand scale. Actually, we called him that because of his architectural handwriting. Our people interfered with the construction of this charging station several times, and in the end he just added protection here and abandoned the construction. We picked up radiation from an Olympic shard. You need to get to the square behind the bastion, but it looks like you've triggered the protection system. You will have to storm it. What interests us is in this area. Find a way to open it. Wonderful. Grab the shard and we'll look for a way out. Wait a minute. Spectre seems to be proposing a new plan. Since we have an Olympic shard, we can use it to conquer the mechanism at the top. As far as I understand, it's all for experimentation. There is a risk that we will launch the production of endless enemy drones. So first break into the system and activate any turrets that have not yet triggered. Okay, now go to the top, hack the terminal and insert the Olympic shard into the slot in the center. Amazing! Spectre was right. We've managed to master the production of heavy scouts. Zeus doesn't seem to be happy with what we've done, and now enemies will keep coming here. While the robots are having fun with each other, you can finally find a way out. However, you will have to go through the battlefield.